Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to step away from all the 3D printing stuff and step away from all the statue repairs. I do have more of that coming, so stay tuned. But yeah, I wanted to get back to doing something different. The channel is all things art. I do want to cover anything that has to do with art, and what better way than this piece of art right here. This is the Prime One Studios Arkham City Harley Quinn. So now, in today's video, we're going to do a statue review and take some up-close video of her and get a better look of her. Normally, I do guest reviews for Chris's channel, the Batman Statue Collector. For whatever reason, if you're not familiar with that channel, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But yeah, Paula from the Facebook group already did an amazing review for that channel, so I figured, you know what, why not do a review of her today for this channel. So with that said, let's take some up-close looks of her and see what I think. Okay guys, so here she is, the Prime One Arkham City Harley Quinn 1/3 scale statue. And let's dive in and take a closer look. And let's start off with, not the base, because I see a lot of uncertainty within the social media groups about her portraits. Whether the eyes are centered, the pupils are centered, if they're wonky looking. So now, when it comes to this portrait, sorry, I'm adjusting my light because it does create a glare. So yeah, when it comes to the portraits, one thing I noticed when taking photographs of her last night is, you know, the eyes are sphere shaped. You know, it's a larger statue, it's a 3rd scale statue. The eyes do have a sphere shape to them, and they are also very glossy. So now what happens is her eyes do reflect the light. So when I was taking photos of her last night, I had to delete a few of them because what I was seeing in the photos is not what I was seeing in person. Even if you look at her face right now with the light, the bangs are creating like a shadow where it looks like her mascara is running down her face. It's not, it's just the lighting. See how it's disappearing and moving around. So yeah, going back to the photos, I was taking photos of her last night. Had to delete a few because the eyes are glossy. They do pick up reflections and make the eyes look a little wonky, or maybe make the pupils look a little off-centered. I could tell you with my statue, this comes with 4 portraits. This is the bonus version that comes with the Jester portrait. I think she looks absolutely fine. She looks perfect. I'm not here to say that other collectors aren't having issues with the pupils. Maybe they are. Maybe it's their photos. Same thing that was happening to me last night. But she looks fine to me. If she had wonky eyes, that's something that bothers me. I would send her back. I would complain. I have no complaints. So now, I'm not here to defend Prime One Studios. I've definitely had statues in the past from all companies that gave me some wonky looking eyes on their statues, and it always bothered me, and then I either sent it back or I just didn't display that portrait. So if that was the case with this statue, I wouldn't have these portraits on at all. So yeah, as mentioned, this is the bonus version. Comes with 4 portraits. This is one of them. See if I can rotate her so you can get a better look at her pupil direction. So this one is, you know, she's winking with the mouth open. Beautiful job on the eyes, by the way. They look very realistic in person. Same with the mouth. You got a nice gloss within the mouth area, the tongue and the teeth and everything. So this is probably my favorite portrait out of the 4. We're going to switch up the portrait to the next one. This is going to be my second favorite coming up next. So here's a look at my next favorite portrait. This is just, you know, she has both eyes open, mouth somewhat open, just a little bit, showing a little bit of teeth. Try to get up close shot of her pupils and how she's looking, in what direction. Again, it's really about the way the light reflects on those eyes. but she's undoubtedly beautiful. She looks really good. One thing about the portrait, so yeah, as I mentioned, it comes with 4 portraits. I noticed with the hair, it does line up differently on her back. So if you have this coming in, be careful, because the hair on each portrait lands in a different spot. So for this one example, you see the red on the ponytail, how it's resting on her shirt. Some of the portraits, it's more resting on her skin. One of the portraits, it's not touching her at all. So you want to be careful when you put the portraits on her. You don't want to scuff up her bodysuit or her her skin. So this would be my second favorite of all the portraits. I think she looks great right there. It's a more serious, determined look. Still very pretty though. Alright, we're going to switch it up to the third portrait next. Okay, and here we have a look at her third portrait. It's very similar to the first portrait, with the one eye closed winking, except her mouth is closed. The first portrait had her mouth open and winking. So now going back to what I said previously about the ponytails touching the back of her. On this one also, it's lining up on her shirt. So now, looking at that eye, you could even see it looks like there's like a white dot on her lashes. That's actually just a glare. I think they really did an amazing job with her eyes, to be honest. Also, if you have her coming in, another thing to be careful about when putting her together, unboxing her. At least on my statue that I got, all these earrings on all the portraits, so those are real metal and they were bent upwards. They do move. So they were all the way up by the top of her ear, like folded upwards. I don't know if Prime 1 did that on purpose to protect them from rubbing against her neck during shipping, but at least for me, I had to move those down into place to make them look like they were hanging like normal earrings. So I don't think the earrings are going through her ear. I think they're just very tightly clipped on. So if you do have to rotate them, be very careful that you don't scratch up the paint on her ear, or accidentally break her or something worse. Have one fall off. So you got to be careful. Alright, let's switch it up to the Jester portrait. And that's the bonus version. That's the one you get if you order her directly from the Prime 1 Studios store website. Alright, and here's a look at the final portrait. This is the Jester head, obviously. I believe this is the one that gets a lot of critique and uncertainty, whether she's looking in the right direction with both eyes. So you take a look and you tell me. I'll just rotate her around a little bit so the eyes catch the light differently, because like I said, the lighting does make a difference. Looks pretty good to me right there. Let's rotate her. That's good, as they say, optimal viewing angle. So yeah, I mean, in person it looks better. It is playing some tricks with the camera, and again, sorry for the shakiness of the video. I'm hovering over a light and trying to balance her with one hand filming this. So I think, let's see, let me see if I can get a good shot without the reflection. I think right maybe there. Let's see if I can come in a little tighter. I mean, on mine the pupils line up. You know, guys, I would be honest if I would tell you if it didn't look right. So here's an overview shot of her with the Jester head. I'm going to switch back to the first portrait. So that one's pretty much my favorite one right now. So let's switch back to that first winking portrait with the mouth open. Oh, actually, let's get back to, before we do that, let's look at where everything lands on her back. So, little pom-pom ball from the Jester hat. Just barely touches her skin, not too much. So, again, be careful when putting the portraits on and off. Alright, and we're back to her first portrait that I originally had on. Currently my favorite. Again, let me just show you what I was talking about with those ponytails. See, now on this one, it's not touching the shirt, it's actually touching her skin. So I have to be very careful when I take this one on and off, not to cause any damage or paint rub. Alright, but yeah, enough with the portraits. Let's check out the rest of her, because overall, she's very amazing looking. Alright, so as mentioned, this is the Arkham City Harley Quinn. It's based off of the video game skin that she wore in that game, her outfit. Personally, I absolutely love this outfit. I'm more of a fan of her, the Jester costume. I'm not really a fan of the new 52 Harley Quinn. Sorry not to offend anybody that likes that version of Harley Quinn, but I don't know, once she moved to Brooklyn, Coney Island, and became like this vigilante hero and was into the whole roller derby thing with the roller skates, not really into that design. I read a lot of the first maybe 20 issues, her breaking into Wonder Woman's place and stealing Wonder Woman's costume, trying to act like a hero and be like Wonder Woman. I don't know, it's just not my version of Harley Quinn when I think of Harley Quinn. So I was really excited when I saw that Prime 1 came out with this version, this costume. So I felt like it was time to order this now, because it seems like Harley Quinn is moving in that direction of the whole roller derby, look. And you really don't know how many more statues they're going to make of her, with the Jester outfit, or I think this kind of looks like the Suicide Squad costume a little bit. So yeah, it's very cool. Very happy with her outfit. To me, this is how I want Harley Quinn to look in a statue. Alright, so yeah. Let's start off, or let's move on to the base. You have this huge round cylinder with some wood boards wrapped around. In the front, we have the HQ for Harley Quinn in a heart with some dice, 6 and a 3. Not really sure if that represents anything. If anybody knows, leave a comment. Actually curious if they did that on purpose, that 6 and 3, if that stands for anything. Let's see. So yeah, now I knew this base was going to be big, but I wasn't expecting how big it was when I opened the box. I was unboxing the thing last night, and I had the box on the floor. And I pulled back the wrapper, and again, I was expecting the base to be big, but I literally fell back a little bit with how surprised I was at how big the base was. I was a little nervous, not to lie. I was a little worried it wasn't going to fit in my shelf here, as you can see. Well, right now I have her pulled up forward, because I have her on a turntable, so I can spin her around. Excuse my microphone, I had nowhere else to put it. But yeah, I can move her back a few more inches, and I have maybe about this much room left on my shelf. So first thing I did when I unboxed this was I didn't even take it out of the box. I ran and got my tape measure, and I measured my shelf, and I measured the base real quick just to double check. It is about 21 inches in across, so about 21 inches, 21 and a half inches actually. I believe my shelf depth is about 22, 23. So yeah, I measured it, made sure it fit, and I was like, awesome, it fits. Got her all assembled. So taking a look at the base, you have this spilled liquid. It's actually liquor. This is a clear resin. It's made to look like, I guess, Jack Daniels, but I guess they couldn't use that name brand, so they went with Johnny Daniels. Canadian whiskey, 60 proof alcohol. Pretty sure regular Jack Daniels is stronger than that. But here's a look at the bottle. It's a clear resin. You can somewhat see through it. It's a little frosted looking. So you can place that wherever you want, but obviously you want to put it, you know, where this is spilled, because this is attached to the base. You can't move this. Same thing with the bullet shell casings. You can't move them. They're attached to the base, which is good, because you know, you're not going to lose them. They're not going anywhere. Let's spin her around. She does come with an ashtray. This is movable. Looks pretty realistic. A few different cigarettes in there. You have her baseball bat. And it does have a little bit of blood splatter on it, on the bat as well as the base. So the base itself is this checkerboard pattern. The wood wraps around. It's really nice looking. You have the diamond logo. Look at her mallet. One thing about the mallet, it's in the back. I really kind of wish you could see it more from the front, because it does get lost behind the chair. I guess it depends on, you know, where you have her. If you're walking around, I guess you could see the back, but there's so much going on with the back of the, you know, the base, the chair. Really cool batarang stuck in the chair. You know, you have the lace pattern, kind of looks like a shoe. Again, there's the wood just wrapping around. This it's kind of like a gray stone texture. Looks really nice. The paint work is really nice on this statue overall. Let's look at the chair. The stitch design and the lace. Got the leather texture. Again, her mallet. It's got the bullseye on one side. The red diamonds there. Black bullseye, and then the other side has black diamonds. You can only put it in one direction, because this does key into the base. And then this just rests, but it's in pretty good. It's not going anywhere. The batarang does come out. It just keys into place. There's no magnet. Before we move up a little bit more, there are other things involved with the base. So she does come with this guy right here. In the promo pics, it's kind of made to go like right there. Little Joker stuffed doll. Just gonna move him forward for a second. It's kind of hard to place him because you have the bullet shells everywhere, but he basically sits right there. We can put him, you know, wherever you want to put him. But yeah, it's really cool. He's strapped with dynamite, and it's got this Joker face clock counting down on the back. About to ignite it. Get the old school bell, you know, that rings like they see in like the schools. So yeah, he's strapped up with some dynamite. Some texture work going on. Really nicely painted. Looks really cool. Also, you get, let me move him because I don't want to knock anything off the base here. So he in the promo pics goes in the front, and then you get this piece. Try not to break it as I bring it down, because it is on a spring, and that is a real spring. So this is made to go on the back of the base, or again, you can put it wherever you want. So that is a real metal spring. And this just lifts off and sits on the spring. I believe this comes off and keys into place. It's just a fitment. There's no magnet or anything. This lid comes off. They tell you in the instructions that this is very fragile. Don't try to close it, because you can't close it. It's not real hinges, it just sits like that. So let's move the jack in the box out of the way. Take a look at the back again real quick. Let's take a look at the front real quick before I spin it around. We'll get to the front in a minute. So here's the back of the chair. In the promo pics, he's supposed to sit, I guess, like kind of like over here, like that, somewhere in the back. So you really don't even see him back there. So I should say her. So I don't know why I keep saying him. It's supposed to be Harley Quinn. So sorry for that. You really don't see her, the Jack in the Box back there, when she's on display like this. You know, kind of gets lost back there. So I kind of just keep them off to the side. I have the Jack in the Box on this side, and where the microphone is, I keep the little Joker guy up here. So look at Catwoman and Mr. Freeze that I just got in. But yeah, you don't have to put those on the base if you don't want. Alright, so we spent enough time on the base. You get the idea. Let's take a quick look at the chair. Really great job with the woodwork. Really great job with the texture. Yeah, sorry about that. Really great job with the texture, with the red. I mean, there's not much I hate on this statue, if I'm going to be a little nitpicky. So you see the indentations on the chair of the imprint of her hand, as well as the leg. You know, it's made to look like a cushion that's being pushed in because, you know, she's pressing on it. So the hand's not too bad, but like, say where the leg is, for example, there is like kind of like a gap, a space where it doesn't really touch her leg. But I mean, they did it, you know, they did what they could. I'm sure that's probably tricky to engineer to where that fits perfect. But probably be my only complaint with this statue. It's pretty cool. Take a look at her belt. She has a Mr. J tattoo. You'll also notice her underwear, or I should say her thong. Maybe it's a G-string. Who knows? But yeah, got the tattoos are a strange color. It's not like, you know, your traditional tattoo color, but I guess they chose that color. Kind of goes with the overall theme. Let's take a look at her back. Yeah, so her back has this kind of like a mesh pattern texture to it. You got the 4 straps coming from the sides, which will center into that, you know, that little round buckle there. Look at her waist. Really nice sculpt. Looks very realistic. Got another tattoo on her arm here. This one is of Harley Quinn, and it's on the Queen of Diamonds card. The little rose band going around. She's got the spike bracelet on her wrist. You know, the red and the black gloves. Double spike bracelet on that arm. Fingernails painted black. You know, typical red and black design. We didn't look at the boots yet, so nice texture and sculpt on the boots. Looks really good in person. It's got like this ink wash in the cracks to bring out all the details of the texture. Looks really nice. Some platform shoes, or boots I should say. Some really nice shading going on within the pants. Another look at that tattoo. And let's move up to her chest area. Again, you have that mesh pattern that wrapped around to the back. You do see her bra. It's half red, half black. back to the portrait where we started. Alright guys, I think I showed off enough of her. I have some really good photos in the Facebook group, the Batman Statue Collector group. So if you want to see, more of her, or any better shots of her, check out that group. There's a lot of collectors that just got her in, and everybody seems to be very happy with her. She's a really stunning piece. Very happy I picked her up. Overall, I think this is a home run by Prime 1. I'm going to leave off this video again with just a few critiques I had. Really wish you could see the mallet better, but it is what it is. We got the baseball bat in the front instead. And then these guys, I feel like when they are on the base, I don't know, the base looks a little cluttered to me. I kind of like the focus to be just on her. When you have Joker over here, kind of blocks her leg. The Jack in the Box, Harley, barely see her in the back, so no big deal. But like I said, you can display them off to the sides if you want, or just not put them on at all. So yeah guys, she looks great. Definitely worth picking up. Alright, and there you have it. That's going to wrap up this video of the Prime 1 Studios Arkham City Harley Quinn. For anybody that has her on the way, I'm super excited for you. She is shipping right now, so she should be making her way into collectors' collections very soon. All I can say is she's absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. It's definitely stunning to look at. It's personally my favorite piece in my collection at the moment. So yeah, I highly recommend picking her up. You won't be let down or disappointed in any way. She's absolutely amazing and stunning. So yeah, with that said, thanks for watching guys. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Now you know how it feels. This is it! Just you, me, and...
What have you done?